Hi, welcome to Sewpedia. In today's video, I'll be showing you how to make these beautiful Victorian corsets. So if this is what you're interested in, just stay back and watch this video to the end. And do not forget to subscribe, like this video, share to your friends, and turn on your notification bell so that whenever I post nice tutorial like this, you'll get instant updates. So this is a drafting and cutting tutorial. In the next video, I will be making the sewing tutorial, and the link for the sewing tutorial will be added to the description. I'll start by marking down the shoulder measurements, which is 14 divided by 2, that gives 7. From where I've marked 7, I'm going to come down by 1 inch for the shoulder slope. Then from the shoulder slope, I will go down to 7.5 inches. That's for the armhole depth. Next, I'm going to connect these points together, which is my armhole depth line. Then, I'm going to take the neck width. The neck width for this dress is 3 inches and the neck depth is 3 inches. Next, I'm going to connect the depth of the neckline to the width. After that, I'm going to connect the shoulder slope to the neckline. From here, I'm going to take the bust point measurement, which is 10 inches, the underbust, which is 13.5, the waistline, which is 17 inches, and the hemline, which is 23 inches. After marking down all these necessary points, I'm going to use a straight line to connect all of the points together. Please note that I'm working simultaneously on the front piece and the back piece. Once I'm done rolling the line, I'm going to mark down the bust circumference measurement. That's quarter of that. I'll mark that down. Then I will divide the armhole depth line into 2. I'll get the midpoint and go inward by 0.5 inch. Then I'll connect this way so that I will be able to draw the armhole curve. Next, I will go to the back parts, which is this area, and I'm going to mark 1 inch for the zipper allowance. I'm going to mark through from the top of this paper to the bottom, and after marking, I will connect using a straight line. Then I'm going to mark the shoulder measurements. I'll mark down 7, come down by 1 inch for the shoulder slope. Then from the shoulder slope, I'll go downward by 7.5 inches. Then I will use my ruler to connect the points together. For the back neck depth, I used 1 inch, and for the width, I used 3 inches. I'm going to connect these points together. Then, after connecting this, I will use the straight ruler to connect the shoulder slope to this neckline. I'll divide the armhole depth line by 2 and go inward from there by 0.5 inch. Then I'm going to take down the quarter bust circumference. Then connect the armhole this way. Afterwards, I will label this back, then this side zipper, and this is also the center back. Then I'll go to the front pattern and label this center front. I'll also write front here. After that, I'm going to mark down the bust span, which is the nipple to nipple divided by 2 measurement. In this case, I'm using 4 inches. So I've marked down 4 inches. I'm just trying to use my ruler to connect the points. I'll do the same thing for the back pattern. I will go in by 4 inches and I will connect the points as well. I'm just trying to label each line. The first one is the chest line, followed by the bust points. The next is the underbust, the waistline, and the blouse line. The waistline for the back pattern will be 15. You know, originally the waistline is 17, but I'll be minusing 2 inches from the back waistline because I will be using up 2 inches for my bust dart intake on the front pattern. I'm just going to redraw a new waistline for the back pattern. After ruling, I'm going to label the waistline. Next, I'm going to minus 2 inches from the blouse length. Still working on the back pattern. I'm going to remove 2 inches and redraw the blouse length. After redrawing this blouse length, I'm going to label this line BL, that is blouse length, and I'm going to cancel out the previous lines. We won't be working with this line anymore for the back pattern. Now to the front pattern, I'm working on the underbust line. I marked down 1 inch on this side of the line and 1 inch on the other side as well. Now this depends on the bust size. For a smaller bust, you can go in by 0.75 on this side and on the other side. And for bigger busts, you can make use of 2.5 and so on. Now from the 1 inch, place your curved ruler this way and connect from that 1 inch up to your bust point. Next, I'll go down to the blouse line. From there, I'll come up by 1 inch. After that, I would use my ruler to connect this to the underbust. Once I'm done connecting that other side, I'll move to this one and draw the line from the underbust downward. After drafting my darts, I'll go up this pattern and I'm going to mark 3.5 for my overbust. Now this depends on how much bust you want to show. After marking, I'm just going to roll a straight line over the marked areas. I'll extend the bust pan line up to meet with the overbust line. And at the top there, I'm going to mark 0.5 inch on both sides of this line. Then I would use my curved ruler to connect each 0.5 down to the bust point. Next, I'm going to take down the quarter measurement of the underbust. After marking that down, I'm going to add what I took for the dart. Remember, I used up 2 inches, so I will add that to the underbust measurement. I will go to the waist and do the same thing there. So I'm going to add an extra paper to my pattern paper because I want to mark down my hip line. And the reason I want to mark down my hip line is so that I'll be able to get the accurate measurement for the blouse line circumference. So if you forgot to take the measurement of your client, I mean the blouse line circumference, then you can use this method to achieve that. So this is the hip line, and I'm just going to measure out my hip, my exact hip measurement there, and I will connect this way. After connecting that, I'm going to extend this line up to meet with the bust circumference mark. Then on the waistline here, see the way I place this tape, I'm going to get the midpoint of this part and I'll mark that midpoint down. Then I'm going to draw a straight line running through the marked area. Then I'm going to mark 0.5 on both sides of this line. Then I will go down to the blouse length and come up by 1 inch. After that, I'm just going to connect this way. Now these new darts that I have just drafted here, I'm not going to add that to the waist measurements because these darts will be used for the waist snatching. Then at this side, I'm going to come up by 2 inches. Then use my curve ruler to connect that 2 inches down to the center front. After shaping the blouse line, I'm going to go to the armhole and from there I'll come down by 0.5 inch. Then I will redraw the armhole curve. This is for the front pattern. I'll go to the back pattern as well and do the same thing. I'll come down by 0.5 inch, and after marking that, I'm just going to redraw the curve. Next, I'll go to the center front, and from the bust point line, I'll come up by 1.5 inches. Then I'm just going to connect this way to form the sweetheart neckline. Then at this side, I'm going to place my curve ruler this way and connect to meet the armhole. Next, I'm going to fold my pattern this way so that I can curve the overbust properly. After curving this overbust, I will use my marker to highlight this area. Next, I'm going to draft the bust dart. From the bust point, I'm going to come down by 2 inches and rule straight to the bust point like this. So this is the 2 inches I was referring to when I drafted the back pattern. So I'm just trying to split this paper open so that I can close my bust darts. Then I'm going to highlight the darts lines. After that, I'll fold my bust darts this way and tape it down. After taping my bust dart down, I'm going to reconnect the lines. Next, I will extend this dart leg upward like so. Then I'll go ahead and cut out my pattern. So if you've watched to this point, kindly hit the subscribe button. It is totally free. Like and share this video. And I will urge you to turn on your notification bell to always get notified whenever I post new videos. Next, I'm going to divide these parts into two because I want more style lines for my Victorian corset. Once I divide this into two, I'm going to rule a straight line from this part. After rolling, I'm going to open this up. So for the front pattern, I have 4 star lines in place. I'll just go ahead and label this because if you do not label this, you might mix them up. Now to the back pattern, I'm going to mark 0.5 inch here, and on the other side, I'll also mark 0.5 inch. Then from the blouse length, I'll come up by 1 inch and draw my dart legs. At the upper part, I will come down by 1 inch as well. Next, I'm going to mark down the quarter waist measurements, then add the 1 inch that I took for the dart. Next, I'm going to take the hip measurements, but the paper I have here won't be enough, so I'm just going to introduce another one to it. Once I'm done with the hip measurements, I'm just going to connect using my curve ruler this way. I'm going to bring the side area of the front pattern, and I'll place it over the back one like so to ensure that I have the same measurements. Next, I'm going to divide these parts by 2. I'll mark the midpoint and I'm going to create another dart there. This new dart is the waist snatching dart and would not be included on the waist measurements. Depending on how snatched you want the waist to be, I just want to remove 4 inches from the total waist measurements. If you want to remove 6 inches, then you have to make use of 1.5 inches for your dart intake. At the upper area, I'm going to come downward by 1 inch. After drafting the darts, I will go to the side area and I will go up by 2 inches. Thereafter, I will use my curve ruler to shape in the blouse line. Next, I'll go to the center back and I'll come down by 1 inch. After marking that down, I will use my curve ruler to connect this marked area to my armhole curve. Then I'm just going to highlight all the necessary lines. After highlighting, I'll measure from the zipper line inward 1.5 inches. I will do the same thing for the upper area. Then I will use my straight ruler to connect this line. So this is where I will fix my loops. Thereafter, I will go ahead and cut open my pattern. So if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, like and share this video. I'll go ahead and label the back pattern piece. This will be 1, the middle will be 2 and 3, just so that these patterns will not be mixed up. Now I'm trying to arrange the front one with the back one so you see what it looks like. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next tutorial.